6th, 2023, first week of the year. This was our weekly outlook. I'll give it a quick version because you all saw this. We basically knew that we were in a consolidation profile with a bearish order flow, bearish MAC, bearish order flow, sell side liquidity pool. But knowing the consolidation profile, we know that the highest probability move is going to be to get into that city and then go short in there. That is what I ultimately anticipated was primarily let's try to go up this week. Even though we're in a consolidation profile, I want to see us go up. That's the focus. I told you all that if we did get an aggressive movement and break this city somehow this week, and we would be reaching for these levels up here. If they broke the city, if they failed, if they got up here quickly and failed to trade higher here, we'd be going short. All they did was consolidate in this range and then reach for this on Friday. Nonetheless, the analysis is consolidation profile. We just want to see it get up here, and it did. Let's go ahead and take a look at the S&P. And here we have it. Here's the result of that analysis. We had a consolidation as anticipated, and then a bullish order block form push up around the highs of previous weeks. So at this point, we will see a return to this gap. And in this gap, we will see a 5-minute market structure shift and break, and then we will take a short, or we will see an explosive movement to equilibrium, run sell stops, and then run higher. That's all we're going to do. We're going to focus on this market structure shift and break inside of this lever on the 5-minute and 1-minute chart. Let's go to the intraday time frame. And if you notice this is something that a lot of people are getting chopped up in the market about. The weekly open price is here. Where's the week? It says opens at 38.86. It's like right here. Which I don't believe, it's kind of weird that it says that. I'm just going to put it right here. Weekly open price is here. Right? If we go down, come up and make a big range on Monday, and you're in a consolidation profile, this is the major dealing range for the week until they break these levels. Tuesday, inside. Wednesday, breaks the low. Right? I'm sorry, this is Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So we normally see low of the week on Tuesday, Wednesday, right? They put the low and high of the week in, and they dance in that range on Wednesday. And then Thursday, they ran sell stops. So if you stuck to order flow and only wanted to sell, you'd be looking for shorts in any bearish order block that forms at the premium of this high and low. Right? Shorts on this day, shorts, and I'm not saying you have to sell this, I'm saying any pullback into a bearish order block was all shorts. Vice versa. If you're looking at the bullish narrative coming out of this last week in the consolidation profile, when I say bullish narrative, I'm talking intraday time frame. You see this big explosive movement close an hour candle above this. This is bullish intraday narrative. You see them run up when they come back down and run a short-term low here and hit what? This last down candle with a gap in it, where this last up candle brought us down to here. This candle alone is your breaker. And this is your BPR, right? So these are levels where, as a buyer, if you only wanted to buy at every bullish order block on the discount level of this range, that's what they gave you. So, you have to decide in market profiles like this, like if you're going to trade the intraday narrative, do you understand when you're counter macro, and do you understand when you're trading against momentum of the daily narrative? Like on this day, it would have been scary to buy this low, correct? Big down day. And this is right at 12 to 2 p.m. There's a market structure shift, change the state of delivery right here. This one candle pushed up and gave us that redelivered rebalance on the next day. So this to me, it's hard to buy against the momentum. What days like this, it's hard to buy because it's seeking and destroying inside of the range. Liquidity on both ends, right? It's hard to buy on this day because, again, you're going against the momentum. It's hard to buy on this day because this is NFP, right? So for those of you who are struggling in this market profile, If you really look back now that we have the privilege to look at the data there, what was easier to do? To try to buy against the selling pressure or try to sell in line with the macro in this consolidation profile? I think it's an easy answer. Selling was easier than buying. It was not until today where they actually gave you a clean push up, pull back, creates what? Order block right on top of an order block, displaces above the high, and then makes one more order block. You got a classic buy day on an FP day. You know what I mean? So that's all I have to say about this. I don't need to go into the 15 and 5. That's side mentorship stuff we can talk about another time. The point is, on the 1 hour, you see the dealing range. Anybody have any questions about this before I go on? Okay, let's go to the next. Okay, okay, the T-bond. So I said it in the review here. It's not very often that we see both the indices and the T-bond reaching for the same premium. So I was anticipating that we'll find a direction soon enough, but I wanted to see T-bond in this weekly SIBI, period. Why? Because they found support already. We already have a swing low, and they already filled this gap. Yes, there's a wick here. They're likely to fill the gap and run into here. I was bullish on the, you know, T-bond into this level. Whatever they do in here, we'll decide next week. So that's basically I was looking at a T-bond, and then as you can see, we get T-bond aggressively pushing right in, right here, just right into it. Every day was an update. So again, knowing this, you got to look at the YM, which is US 30, and the NQ, which is NASDAQ, and then look at the S&P 500 ES. And that's why I'm saying it was easier to be a seller because I'm going to go with the fact that if the T-bond's going bullish, the indices are going to melt. Okay, that's what I'm overall going for. If this breaks, it makes an order block next week, it's over. So there's I don't need to go on the 1 hour chart really, but I will just to give you an idea. Like this is just a big market maker buy bottle for the whole week. Look, buy day every day. What a great day! What a great time to play to trade UB, whatever it's called. I mean, look at all the reclaim blocks. So after this breaks above here, it comes back to here. Reclaim block. Right there. Look at this over here. Pushes up, displaces. All right, and then it comes right back down to here. Wow. What do you see down here? Mitigation block. I'm not saying reclaim block because the reclaim would have to do with the sell side. This is a mitigation block here. All right. So this is nice, beautiful support held off of this level with a fair value gap and OB inside. And then they just splice and run these highs. This is a completed sell model. This inefficiency, this imbalance has now been completely filled. See how they left, they cover this, they've completely filled it. That's not random, fam. And all based off this support level. This is the kind of market that you want to be trading where you get in like on Tuesday low of the week and you hold. This could be any pair. This could be EU. This could be S&P. This is the kind of pair. Catching low and getting out right up here or up here. Taking something above these highs and then taking everything up here. Any questions? Very happy with this. Okay, moving on to the DXY.
I, I got a question to throw in.
Yes.
Hi. Um, Maybe if you can and you see an example as you talk tonight, one of the things that I want to get clearer on is, sometimes we're looking at the charts and we say, okay, the price is not going to go down here. There's no reason for the price to go down here. The price is balanced. It's not going to go. And I've seen that like I thought I saw it a couple times this week, but the price went down. So I just want to make sure that I'm clear. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes. So
Yeah.
whenever we get that voice in our head saying, "All right, I'm thinking out loud. Like price has already made this, bullish order block. It came up here, failed to go higher. We have a bearish order block. It's here. It should go down. It does not need to go up." The only time I find myself really seeing that outlining out loud talking go against me is when there's news. When they're holding for news in a consolidating market, the market profile and the news catalyst, there's usually some sort of hold on that. So I guess what I would need to see is an example of what you need answered. And if you could find one for me and then remind me at the end of the session, I'll go through it with you.
Okay, actually, what I'll do is like when I see it live, I'll just because I know you want us to be more active in the chat, I'll just drop it in the chat and then get feedback like
Yeah,
that.
sure. And if you remind me when I finish the review, I will, or if I see it when I'm talking here,
Okay,
I'll bring it up.
okay, thank you.
That's a great question. Um, yes, but remind me because things about to get crazy up in here. Here's the DXY. So it's no surprise that the DXY is failing to trade higher, right? Like this was the first structure shift and then it broke. Now, like this reclaimed block, I'm expecting it to act as a VPR here because we have all these bearish order blocks. They're in a discount. They're going to try to reach higher. I didn't want this broken. And as you can see, it did not break it. However, it gave a very convincing bullish sentiment. And this is one of those situations where like you might catch yourself. Now I can give you an answer, Jamie. This is one of those situations where you might catch yourself and say, well, it already created an order block here. It immediately rebalanced here. And then we created another order block. There's no reason why I shouldn't be able to get a buy between this level at this level right here. You might say something like that. Like, and if it was any other market, like this is a bearish market on the higher time frame, and they're consolidating in a discount, but still holding heavy resistance. They're punishing buyers. You see these big green candles coming up every single time they get destroyed. Destroyed, break a structure. Destroyed, break a structure. Failing to break. Sideways. Break a structure. First change in state of delivery. First week where they try to go higher, and look what happened. Engulfed. So this is one of those situations. You go to the 1 hour chart, you're waiting for time of day of week. They've been bullish all week. Why did they do this? Why did they not catch support here? You have your fair value gap right here and your old daily high. Why didn't they catch support here? It's NFP. It's NFP day. They they immediately what? Created a displacement and then they created an order block and ran that. I believe if it wasn't NFP, there's a possibility that this could have traded higher. But there's too many factors against it. But this is one of those things you can't make up your mind and be like, this is what it has to be like. What tipped the tap? Go to the 5 minute chart. What would have told you, hey, this is not exactly doing what I wanted it to do? Bullish, bullish, bullish. Getting to the high of this level, this is our level that we're expecting. We want if it's going to go higher, it should have broken through here. So you see this displacement here? Change of state of delivery happened right here. When this green candle broke, right there. Slam, displacement, another displacement following by, what is this? A breakaway gap. It's not the first displacement, it's rather the second displacement after the change in state of delivery that breaks away. You see these lows taken, immediately order block forms, creating another displacement, and then what they push back up into this level. It's not all of this that makes this not bullish. It's this right here, this first change in state of delivery, and then the immediate bearish order block form. One, two bearish order blocks, displacement, displacement, displacement. So why are you going to buy down here? If you see displacement, 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 retest, displacement, you're trying to catch a falling knife here. That's one of those examples. You're right, it is balanced, but just because something is balanced does not mean that it can't get ran through. It being balanced actually means that if the actual daily narrative is to run that way, they have nothing stopping it rather than it being, oh, there's all of the support generating there. The only thing that really generates support is the displacements that create the order blocks and changes state of delivery. This is institutional sponsorship. This entire price leg is institutional sponsorship. They prove that there is clearly smart money involved in this immediate repricing here. All of this, from this high to this low. 1, 2, 3 displacements within what? 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. This 1 hour candle spoke to Jesus. Like it literally just decided to come from the heavens and just drop. I don't know what else to say. Like it went insane. So if you try to buy here, thinking like, oh, well, all this is balanced, it's like, well, you're against the momentum. You're against the overall narrative. Draw liquidity is clearly internal and potentially external when they actually ran external liquidity, and that's a TGIF move. So that's what happened with Dixie. And to be honest, I anticipated the DXY to fail to trade higher. So the fact that they had this big bullish run Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, to me was suspect. They come up here and completely melt. That's the DXY. Anybody have any questions? Pound dollar. What a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful market. Overall, pound dollar has been bullish, right? They got into this premium, they hit this premium array, they did a market structure shift and break, and now they're at a BPR with a propulsion block. I'm bearish Dixie. So the fact that GU has been in a bearish macro here, to me, is suspect. I'm expecting GU to hold this level. That's what I wanted this week, right? We go over here. Dixie, I wanted to hold this reclaim block, right? GU, I wanted it to hold this BPR. And I said, if we do get a bullish press up, we're likely to see very expressive movement above 1.22. That's what I said, above 1.22, into the premium range, targeting the SIBI. I wanted to see aggressive movement. Why? Because we're waiting to see if Dixie truly is bearish and GU will hold at the BPR. This is all before the market's opened. Here we are. Aggressive movement. This is an aggressive movement. If you don't know what an aggressive movement is, this is 260 pips. GU's average daily range is like 80 to 100 pips. This is ridiculous. This is like 3 days of pips in one day. What the fuck happened here? 1 hour chart. GU ran previous day low into a daily propulsion block and then failed to break the rejection block. That is an algorithmic signature. All right, write it down. Run on previous day low into a daily higher time frame array, displacing above the original selling area, immediately rebalancing the order block here at the rejection block, following by an expressive bullish movement to the upside. The reason why we got this huge move is because we hit a major daily key level in a market that should not be bearish based on the Dixie, a market that just completed a sell model that hit a key level after running old daily and weekly lows at a balanced price range on a higher time frame with a strong key level marked. You see, if you were just focusing on this pair this week, this is all you need. One move like this. This we will study on the 5-minute chart because these are the days where you need to be waiting for. This is the first week of 2023, and they gave you the most. This is all you need to wait for. You know you have these levels marked. You know previous day lows here. So you're a New York trader. You get up at 7 in the morning. This is your kill zone right here. You trade Forex. If you trade the 6B or 6E, this is 6B. This is what you do. 7 a.m. to 12 is your window of opportunity. And by 10 a.m., you'll have the trend established. Okay? This is like the expansion potential here beyond that. You see, number one, change in state of delivery right here, getting above this candle. That's a change in state of delivery right there. And they run above these highs. They pull back into an order block. And then they displace above this high here, running out equal highs. Then NFP comes out, slams right into this. Fear not, you don't need to trade NFP because this line right here represents the rejection block. Comes into here, right? Makes an order block, runs these highs. This is Asian session. Willie, from 20 to midnight is the kill zone. Okay, that's the kill zone. They leave equal highs for you right here to take out. NFP right here does its thing, induces buyers here, runs them out one more time. This is what you like to see. A stop run like this into a bullish order block and rejection block. This is your high probability entry at 9:45 in the morning. And you have a place. You enter it on here and at this level. Let's say you get it at the top of this fair. Let's say right here. Even to here, this is like a trade, a normal trade that I would take. It should not break that order block low. Should not break this low. If you get it perfect entry in a perfect world, it's this. It's a 10 pip stop loss. GU, not a fan of that. At least 15 pips, 20 pips. Look at this trade, just the Asian highs. This thing went crazy and ran 200 pips. Come on, fam. Let's say you waited for a swing high to form. This is the first swing high that forms. Right here. That's 100 pips after it breaks a swing high. GU, this is the setup. Remember this in the video. Always remember this setup. This is an external to internal liquidity setup with a return to origin right here. This is what you need every day. Every day, you look for a fucking market that gives you this setup. If you can't see what I'm telling you right now, you need to DM me because this is what could change your life. This right here. It's not this entry. It's not that entry. It's not that entry. It's the one that comes back to that 1 hour time frame rejection block where the order block is. All of this down here, you might lose your entire account trying to get this entry. All of this, you might lose your account because NFP is right there. And you don't know that if it's going to give you this big wick up here or this big wick down here. This wick could have been either way. So don't gamble this wick. Don't gamble this wick right here. I've seen wicks like this in the past go 300-400 pips. You don't gamble this. You wait for this news to come out. You wait for it to tell you what it's going to do. It ain't selling over here. Don't get stupid about it, okay? Like just because it hit the top doesn't mean it's got to go and sell off. It just hit our daily key level propulsion block. We want this BPR to hold. You watch my weekly outlooks. You know that I'm bullish on pound. You know I'm bearish on dollar. You need to stay on one side and look at this stuff, catch this trade, and get lit. That's what this is about. Beautiful setup. GU Friday. Thank God it's Friday setup. Wonderful. Let's go to EU. Euro dollar on the daily time frame. So here is my weekly outlook on the euro. I was like, God help me if they break this reclaim block. They've already reclaimed it. I wanted to act as a BPR now, right? You see the order block that came from the reclaim block? I want to see them come in here and hold this bullish order flow. I don't care if they run this today or next week, but this needs to hold. That's all I cared about. See, I didn't have much to say. And it sure did. EU was one of those weeks where you literally just needed to wait. You could have sold the top or you could have bought the bottom as a short-term trader this week. It broke the consolidation on Monday. And then Tuesday, boom. Right? So this right here, like this is classic. They wait, they give you all this bearish sentiment and then they take your soul. So here we go. 1 hour chart. This is how you see yourself like improving as a trader, like seeing all this action to the downside, knowing that this happened, and then being like, okay, I'm gonna go trade something else because this first stab here, on the next day, it came down and took out that low again. So you see how bearish this looks? And then on Friday, what happened here? This is not the same scenario as GU. You see, GU gave a cleaner buy. EU had already dipped into the higher time frame array we marked, correct? It came to the consequent encroachment, and this is where the change in state of delivery happened. So let's go down to the 5-minute chart and let's look at it. This is not the highest probability market, but nonetheless, like this isn't the setup. I'm like, oh my gosh, like GU, I was really wild about it. But I will show you the algorithmic prints that were left here. Okay, so here's Asian range. They run Asian range and then they displace below it. Displace below it right here. Coming into New York session, 7 a.m. If you're trading 6E or 6B, this is 6E for all of you futures people. This right here, I don't like this. NFP pushing up like this and running Asia high and then going into a sell model here. That makes this a lot harder to believe in. Do you understand? Whereas GU did the thing that you want it to do, right? GU and EU, much different scenarios. I don't like where I'm in trouble. I can't use this right now. We just went over GU. The most important thing I want you to focus on is I don't like the seek and destroy candle here. Taking both sides and then this retest here. Not as clean. But what I do like about this is that they did give you a change in state of delivery here. And on the 1-minute chart, you do get confirmation there. they do give you a confirmation on the 1 minute chart, right? Because they come, fill this gap, and then come back into the order block and displace. I do like that. I do like that. It's not, it's quick, but I do like that because it is holding support. It is, in fact, a support level. So if bearish, this candle should have never happened, right? This candle right here, coming in and filling this right here, making down candles and then a immediate displacement above here. I like that at a support level. Okay, so gold was a no-brainer. It's been bullish. It is bullish. Looking at the 20, 40, 60-day look back, like it's hella bullish. So I'm anticipating it to come to a gap and trade higher. Period. That's all you have to do. It was the easiest one. It was the easiest thing to trade. Bullish order flow, no swing high to cap the current displacement above 18. We're expecting a break into weekly bearish order block, then pull back to reaccumulate longs. Attack buy side. It's a matter of waiting for time and price. Point of interest daily busy. Wait for a 5 minute market structure shift and retest for longs. Okay, let's go and look at the 5 minute market structure shift and retest for longs. First stab into the 5 minute into the busy here. This is what I'm talking about. I love me a run on intercession low into what looks like in the 1 hour order block. That's probably what that is. That's, yeah, it's probably 1 hour. Yep. Classic. 1 hour order block. Whole thing. Order block. Or you can just say, hey, I only want to do the bodies. 5 minute market structure shift into a boom. So it comes into the busy. I said wait for a 5 minute market structure shift and then displacement, right? If you were here for my midweek lesson, you'll see that this, so I'm ignoring, I'm just gonna do this so I don't have any questions. The moment I got above this, fam, and then I decided to retest the order block and come back into it, it's game time. Go to a 1 minute chart. Tell me how much do you need to see to get in buys? It's at your point of interest. It's above that, displaces, pulls back. How many pullbacks to this level do you need? It's failing to break this low. It's failing to break that low. It's all accumulation longs in here. And then it runs away. This was a beautiful buy. But unfortunately, it wasn't the buy of the week, right? It wasn't there. It wasn't on that. It wasn't that day. They actually displaced in Asia. So if you trade futures, props account, sorry, if you bought this, you will never hit TP because you have to close your trades. Sorry for you. Join Forex. And you can hold this trade and reap the benefits of this reaction on this level. Nonetheless, they came back to it. And this is another situation. This is the daily BISI that I marked, right? You see them run liquidity here, running this box, right? Again, 5 minute market structure shift and return to origin. Here's the market structure shift and return to origin right there. Hitting what? Bullish order block. Okay, you didn't take that one. Whatever. Maybe you waited till this high was broken. High was broken. Fair rally gap, order block. You buy that. Maybe you close the trade because now you're like, I'm stalling. Or because you have to, because you trade futures. And then you close this. Fine. Literally comes back to the same level. It literally hung out in this BISI for like 24 hours. This is gold for you, by the way. If you traded 60 or whatever, hanging out inside of a freaking BISI for 20 hours and then gives you a clean ass. This is way better than EU too, because check this out. Buy stops just chilling right here. Literally, we love We love buy stops, especially coming out of a daily BISI. Displacement, return order. This is clean ass OTE. This is just beautiful. So staying one-sided on gold, either you bought down here or you sold the weekly SIBI. Either way, this is gold. We could talk a lot about this up and down here. This is great too. A lot of opportunity here. For intra-session traders, like a lot of great opportunities. Remember, on gold, a move like this from this low to this high is pretty expressive. 8 points is like catching 80 points on SPX. Pretty ridiculous. But that's the review. That's all the pairs. We went through all of them.
Can I ask you a question, Christian?
Yeah, what's up?
All right, for your entries, any of them, like something like this, are you parking your order here or are you waiting to see how it reacts here to enter?
In this case,
Like either of them that you showed today.
in this case,
Yeah.
I buy right here. Yes. In this
So you'll
case,
just have like a limit order there?
this would be wise to have a limit order. Yes. If I'm trading futures, I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to put a limit order. If I'm trading my Forex account, which I only trade gold on my Forex account, I just put a limit. Yes. This is limit order type of stuff here. This is clear limit. Now, this is different. I don't put a limit at these levels here because I need to see it. This is at the point of interest. This is the second time they've come down and they've ran the lows from the one that gave me that big expressive movement all the way up to the weekly SIBI up there. So like I have to see that it wants to go higher. And that's what it does here. In this places, I'd be buying this, but I wouldn't be putting limits in. I'd be executing these because the stop losses, let's say I bought this, right? My stop loss is 2 points on gold. So I know what's going to invalidate me immediately is breaking this candle's low right here because it shouldn't break that low because this came down and tapped into this order block and this confirmed the change in state of delivery. That's what this line is. So I can close and manage my trade if they close it below here and lose less money. So if you were on the live call yesterday, was it yesterday? Thursday, whatever Thursday was, like I gave an example of how I trade losing, like how I mitigate a trade that might be a losing trade because my first trade was a losing trade and then my second trade was fantastic. So it's a good question to ask. I'm not a fan of limits unless if it's like a retest entry or scaling, you know, or if you're a short-term trader and you do trade when it hits the point of interest. Not you don't wait for that market structure shift. Like that's a trader profile thing. Like, are you comfortable with that?